And we're back with the Happy Gaming Cup, the Chinese tournament, marking the shutdown of the Chinese server. More about that in just a second. We got a couple of Korean players here too, but let's introduce our teams first. We have on the left side in our best of 3 on map number 1, Bennett's crew, with Liming and Tigers for the damage, Garrosh and Deathwing as the frontliners, and Regar for the support. Team EG, Easy Girl. It's a really interesting team name. I'm not quite sure exactly if there is any kind of meaning in Chinese for that, but yeah, apparently the boys are a little bit easy over there. So we have Chromie and Greymane as damage dealers, and it's noteworthy that Greymane is played by Gonda, so this is actually Gonda. Hyde is playing Stukov for their team, and we have Diablo and Blaze at the front line for them. So this could actually be really good. We already had in one of the earlier rounds Team Genshin Impact, who absolutely crushed it. It was actually not an earlier round, it was the round of 8, the same as we're looking at here right now. This is the last best of 3 round. After that in the winner bracket we're continuing with best of 5s. But we could already tell in one of the earlier games that Team Genshin Impact with a lot of the C8 players is very, very strong and definitely one of the candidates to make it to the winner bracket final, maybe even to the grand final. But here now we have with Team EG, with Team Easy Girl, 2 Koreans playing as well, so this could be another contender here, and we will find out. But yes, Hyde playing on Stukov and Greymane played by Gonda. When it comes to talents, we got the Force Armor on level 1. Already a little bit of a flip down here. Hello, and they get the kill on Rhaegar. As I said before, this is a tournament that celebrates Heroes of the Storm a little bit just before the servers in China are going to be shut down. If you oh my god, Gonda! Calm down, dude! What the hell? Easy triple kill in the early game for him. But yeah, just to quickly go over this again, Blizzard had some licensing issues with their games in China, just in general, and therefore they are shutting down the World of Warcraft servers, they're shutting down the Heroes of the Storm servers, and I think this is true for all of their games. Not 100% sure on all of the details there, but this is purely financial and political. This has nothing to do with the game itself. And the Asia server is completely independent from this. So there is a dedicated Chinese server. That is the one that gets shut down for those reasons. And this is why we have this tournament kind of marking the end of that a bit. But yeah, this is Rhaegar just popping off a little bit. And it's actually kind of cool to see more from the Asian meta in general. So far we've seen mainly Chinese players and teams here. But of course in this case it's also a few of the Koreans that are saying hello. It's super fun though. I mean, we have wild aggression here. We saw a couple of very close games in the tournament already, by the way. So in the early rounds of any tournament you expect that there's a huge variety of skill levels. That's normally what gets sorted out in the early rounds. And then as you are moving towards semifinals, winner bracket finals and so on and so forth, this is where the games get a little bit more heated and where the skills are a bit more even. But who knows, we might get the occasional gem here with a couple of close ones already. As it stands right now, 3 kills to 0 gives Team Easy Girl a bit of a lead. They have also stacking against them now from Tigers, who got clearly picked against Diablo. We went over this multiple times in the past, but this is pretty big on the Asian meta in general, that everybody wants to play Tigers whenever they see a Diablo on the other side. So they perceive this as an absolute hard counter, which is something that you don't see so much in the European meta and also the North American meta. Not trying to say that you don't see Tigers against any of these heavy hit point and front lines. Obviously you do, but it's not an auto pick whenever any of them gets taken. And it's a little bit different here in the Asian meta, and we've seen that in the recent Skyline Cup, of course, as well. But the first objective is up, and the red team is doing a little bit better here. Blue team, Bennett's crew, they're trying to do their thing. They have only Liming on the left side, attempting to reduce some of the hit points. But here comes the engage and the push. Greymane, if he's able to engage in the Worgen form, can chunk this down even harder. But they're poking fairly heavily here with Blaze, with everybody else. Chromie firing away. And that's the first objective in the hands of Team EG. So right now, here comes the hit for Deathwing 2. Great skin, by the way, I like it. And they are gonna maybe even get a kill here. If they can get a kill or two at this situation, that would be great for their push. And they're taking down Tychus. And it is once again Greymane. I mean, Gonda is wrecking them. That is his 5th kill. Every single kill that we've seen so far was at the end made by Gonda. I mean, obviously everybody just really chipping in here, but Gonda is the one that comes through with the final hit and drops the targets. So he is doing a fantastic job, and that's part of the reason why they're now a level and a talent ahead as they're pushing with the objective. Super quick moves here by them, and it will cost Bennett's crew an early fort. So that's highly problematic. Hyde goes down though. Here comes Deathwing and gets the kill, flanks in with a really nice move, and they might get both of the Koreans. Yes, they take both of them down. But of course, all of this came at a price, and it was a pretty big price to pay. They're losing now nearly one of the towers, and also up at the top, it is Blaze, who pushed down the wall, is doing a lot, way more damage than I expected on that fort. So yeah, this is pretty crazy, honestly. Because right now, we have them structurally massively ahead. Now, thanks to the 2 kills against the Korean players on the side of Team Easy Girl, we have now a bit of experience that was gobbled up by Bennett's crew. That gets them closer, but their structural problems, they're pretty big, and I'm not quite sure how they're going to get past that. Especially since there's already the level 10 on Chromie, and it allows them to go for a second try on Garrosh, and they get that kill. Garrosh is down. 6 kills to 2, and well, this is again a very nice opening here. They sacrificed 2 heroes earlier for that fort, but totally worth it. Now, to be fair, we have a couple of adjustments also in regards to builds that we should probably also highlight. First of all, I talked about the stacking on Tychus, and he is at 40 stacks now. We're 6 minutes in. It's pretty good. If you have some nice miniguns, some nice trades at the early game after you pick up your level 4 and you're able to stack quickly, that normally does very well for you later on in the game, because you can just build up on it exponentially and really increase the duration of your minigun. At the same time though, we have on level 7 now also Seeker, so more of a ranged attempt here by Li Ming, not trying to go for calamity kills and add that extra weapon and the extra damage to her arsenal. Don't see that too often, gets played occasionally, very rarely. I mean, on the top level, when you're looking at the Western scene, you will maybe once in 100 games get a Seeker build, and outside of that, it's all Calamity. Then again, to be fair, Li Ming doesn't really get played a whole lot anymore on the top level. She makes the occasional appearance on Battlefield of Eternity, I suppose, but besides that, it's not a hero that sees a lot of play. Other damage dealers have taken over. Yeah, pretty massively. And she also goes for Disintegrate, so no Wave of Force plays. Even Drill gets picked. I mean, we had a couple of Drill picks also in the Skyline Cup, so in the Asian meta, that's something that will still every now and then pop up. Not so much when the Koreans are showing their skills off, but with the In the Rhythm on level 4, we now get Drill. Feels a little bit old school, honestly. So now they're doing their thing here. No Anubarak, no Cocoon, still a Disintegrate for Li Ming. We're getting the full laser show here today. The full treatment. Big camp at the top lane, by the way, pushing for the fort as Garrosh falls at the bottom of the map in the fight. But this is gonna cost them a fort now. So the second one is gonna be destroyed, and the red team is also working at their next objective. Yeah, we saw that. That's the moment when you're Chromie, you're like, oops, I hope nobody had the camera on this one. Well, we did. So yeah, top fort is nearly gone. Still there. Maybe Blaze can poke it down now as he pushes top side. But the more important part is they get the next objective. Big Immortal. Huge shield on this one. So on that shield, with that shield, they should be able to do a lot of damage at the top lane. And we'll see how much they can actually pull off here. There's no talent advantage with this push. We have 21,000 damage by Tychus. We got 20,000 by Chromie, meaning Tychus is currently the top damage dealer in the game. But yeah, here comes the attempt to go for the first keep in this particular series. Now, can they pull that off? They already sniffed out Deathwing on the side here. Greymane, keep him in mind. He did enormous damage earlier and walked away with the first 5 kills of the game before we finally had some action from Bennett's crew. Now the shield is nearly gone, and well, so is the top wall. That keep is going to be exposed in a moment, but they're doing a great job with the defense and trying to keep them at bay. But now it's a 5 versus 5, and they're still pushing in a bit further. We're very early in the game. It's only the second Immortal, so you're not really expected to get an entire keep with it. But even if they just drop it down to 50% of its HP or so, that would be a win. Maybe they can even do a little bit more. Now, they seem to be a bit hesitant to go too deep here, but talking about going deep, Deathwing with the engage. Comes in with the ult. They're trying to get some kills here. And who knows? Drill is already out, forcing them back even further. So is the bunker, though. And they get the stun and nearly the kill on Li Ming as she comes in with a laser show against Blaze. They're running low on mana, too, trying to retreat here. Diablo attempting to cover for the team. He dies, but he had his soul stacks up, so he'll be back. They're also trying to get another kill. And Greymane Gonda, he makes it out. As Deathwing uses the Molten Flame again, but that didn't help him too much. 76 stacks by now for Tychus. I told you in the earlier stages, if he gets the stacks this quickly, he's gonna do work with it. That doesn't change the fact that they are losing on the map. He might be able to get a lot of damage in, but, well, as we're talking about it, we all of a sudden have Greymane going for another kill. Stukov is the one that gets the last hit against Rhaegar, though, but this fight isn't over. They're turning it on Tychus, and he dies. Yeah, Greymane! Without Stukov, he can't survive. Li Ming with the glass cannon. And another kill. Deathwing gone. It's a slugfest. It's an absolute brawl all of a sudden. 15 kills already. 15 kills at this point. 87 stacks for Tychus, who currently still is at 30,000 damage, 34,000 for Deathwing, so the two top damage dealers in the game on the side of Bennett's crew. But they have half the kills, they haven't taken any of the structures down on the red team side. And of course, in addition to that, let's not forget there's an entire level lead for Team Easy Girl. So, yeah. I mean, they gotta talk about it. It's gotta be a pun on Chromie, right? There's obviously the theory that it has something to do with an engage kiss over here. I don't really think that's the truth. I mean, Chromie has a couple of really skimpy skins. When we look at this, what is this? 1001 Night or whatever skin that is. I mean, like, she looks a little bit easy sometimes when I see the skins that she walks away with. So maybe it's an homage to her. But whatever it is... Ah, shut up. Whatever it is, we got now an attempt to go for the next objective, and this time it's the blue team who makes the first move here. In just one level, we're going to have a talent advantage for Team Easy Girl, but I don't think that's going to happen during the objective fight. If they win it, on the other hand, they could maybe grab it for the push itself. Good isolation on Garrosh, but he's also prepping the kill with a nice flip. Chromie and Blaze both are taken down, and that is a third kill as Greymane falls. Guys, Bennett's crew with some serious momentum all of a sudden. They're closing the gap in experience. They're getting good damage out here. Very nice prep by Garrosh, using the choke point to their advantage and allowing Li Ming to fully capitalize on her glass cannon as well. I mean, she really jumped in damage on this one. Deathwing is now moving to the top lane to ensure that their keep doesn't fall. But while all of this plays out, Bennett's crew is starting to prep up a big objective that could really help them at the top lane. Now, in order to make that... Ooh, hello? Hide? What are you doing? Not like this. Dude, don't feed them more kills. What's going on here? Yeah, that's a little bit wild. So right now we have nearly... Well, both teams nearly have level 16, but this is going to cost them the top fort. This is actually getting really interesting because all of a sudden, I mean, we are really looking at a bit of a comeback here. They were far behind, not only in kills, but also in structures. Now they have a chance to bring it back. Ooh, that could have been played a little bit better. Rhaegar dying, that wasn't really needed. Nice moves by Chromie. Now they attempt to go for another kill. Diablo goes down, so they're at least trading damage very wildly. And they're going for Gonda again. The jet propulsion was great, but the bunker came a bit too late to save the day for Gonda, for Greymane. The Immortal still doing damage at the top, and here's the attack against Blaze. Li Ming goes down in the back as she's get absolutely crushed by Chromie. Flattened like a pancake. Deathwing is also in trouble. It's getting crazy here. Oh, they try for Chromie. She gets out. They have to still deal with the Immortal, though, who has now started to take down the wall at the keep. But boy, all of a sudden, Bennett's crew, not only do they draw pretty much even in structures, but they are also a little bit ahead in experience. Now there is obviously this keep at the top, and I mean at any point if Chromie gets close, this thing is gone. But it's level 17 versus level 17. We got 11 to 12 kills, and this is still... I mean, both teams can still win this one. Whoever is able to win the next objective and maybe get a few kills there has a real shot at taking a keep down, and maybe a little bit more than that. But that can't happen. Easy kill on Garrosh. Now they're trying to facilitate a second kill with the help of Chromie, which didn't quite work out for them here. But Deathwing has to make his way out of this. It's a 5 versus 4 thanks to the drop on Garrosh. Now they're moving in at the bot lane to take more control over camps. And yeah, this is obviously dicey now for Bennett's crew. Thankfully for the blue team, there's not too much that can be stolen by Team Easy Girl. This camp is not up yet. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Garrosh is going to be back soon, so I don't think they can simply steal it away. They can soften up the bot lane a little bit, but that's more or less all that they can do here. Chromie is at 42,000 damage right now. Greyman at 38, still very good, but if you look over to the red team side, sorry, the blue team side, we have them with the top damage dealer, Deathwing. 48,000 damage, 42,000 and 43,000 damage for Li Ming and for Tychus. But here comes the next Immortal, and this is going to be one of the big ones. Chromie going into the Blessing of the Bronze here. Bit of cooldown reduction for her. And this Immortal is going to be insanely important, because if the red team takes it, they are likely going to get both keeps, maybe even more than that. But it's guaranteed that somebody would sneak to the top lane while the Immortal pushes the bottom of the map and then just unleashes a few abilities to take that keep down. So that would be a given. Right now, a bit of early damage against the Immortal, so decent start for them. Both teams have also timed their Shaman camps around this quite nicely. There's a bit of an advantage with the level 20 on Chromie, I suppose, but let's see what we're getting. The top keep might be in trouble, considering that camp and the big wave that is coming through. Deathwing with the engage. They're trying to get them into the corridor again and use that choke point. And oh boy, that is tricky. That was a really nice move by Rega, really locking them into position here. And if Li Ming would have taken a bit more advantage of this, and maybe Deathwing too, they could have gotten a kill. But it wasn't the case. So now everybody is just popping the fountain and re-engaging. And they're going for Deathwing. And he was in real trouble there for just a second. Saved by Garrosh, but the fight is still playing out as the fate of the top keep is definitely sealed. This one is going to fall. Now, don't forget, at the bottom of the map we see a similar picture, but there the camp still has to go through the gate. So that makes this a lot less likely. But the top keep has now fallen for the red team, sorry, for the blue team. So this, I mean, they should at least get rid of the catapult, to be honest. Problem is that after the halftime show, the Immortal gets attacked right away once again. And Bennett's crew, they know that they're in real trouble, yet they're desperately holding on, looking for a kill, and they find it! No bunker for Blaze, he goes down. That's the first kill in this team fight, and this is giving the blue team an edge. Can they get more kills? Can they follow up? They try and they do. Stukov is down, Diablo is on the run, Greymane also trying to get away here. Once again, it's Chromie trying to get more damage out, and Deathwing nearly dropped by Greymane. But it seems that the Immortal will be taken by Bennett's crew after all. Damn, son. Not bad. There's the level 20, and now the chance to go for a keep. I have to admit that at the beginning of the game, after we saw all of these kills come through for Team Easy Girl, I really thought that they would be able to crush through this, but far from it. Right now we get Tal Rushas, we got the Bob and Weave, Ancestral is getting upgraded too, as the red team also gets the level 20. But this is still possible for Bennett's crew. The shield is low, obviously, but they should be able to get the keep since they already destroyed the wall. But what a game all of a sudden. Early game, no question, Team Easy Girl showed them how it's done. But then Bennett's crew woke up and now they're trying to make their plays. But the Immortal is nearly taken down. Here's an attempt at a kill against Garrosh. Everybody's still fine for both teams more or less, but they will have to retreat. They got the keep, they're not going to get more than that. Instead, Deathwing popping the ult. They're still trying to fear them away here. But Gonda diving in, diving out, always looking for another hit. And oh my god, the save on Tigers. Nicely done by Rhaegar and by Garrosh. That was a close call. Deathwing barely makes it out, but they're not done with this just yet. They are hoping to get kills and maybe even end the game here. Big barbecue plays from Diablo. Everybody low. Deathwing, Tigers. Garrosh dies, and if they can get more kills, they might have a chance to go for their core. 14 kills to 13 right now, and this is the opportunity. Maybe the flank, they're trying. But Li Ming already is covering them here. That, on the other hand, was a bit close. Gonda. Yeah, he's hungry. 63,000 damage for Gonda now. He's the top damage dealer for his team. Has even eclipsed Chromie. Not by a lot, but he is ahead. 75,000 for Tigers. I mean, he's really capitalizing of the work that he did early on with the minigun. He's above 100 stacks now, so that extended duration on his trade is really helping him to get the damage through in all of these team fights. Good for him. They're trying to invade here. Guys, this is still a 5 versus 4. 5 versus 4, and they're jumping in to take this. Now, they didn't get the camp, but they get the kill. And that is all that they needed here. They want a second one, and the cocktail! It nearly killed him. Cocktail nearly crushed him, but just the kill against Rhaegar was already glorious. 6 times. Garrosh died 6 times. Now he's back to business, but they're lacking their support. And with Rhaegar off the map, this is the big chance for Team Easy Girl to get the potentially final Immortal in game number 1 of this best of 3 series here in the round of 8. They get the head start. No doubt about it. 30 seconds without a healer. You cannot engage into this if you're the blue team. You cannot do it. Unless you somehow isolate a target and then blow him up within half a second, you have no chance. Any sustained fight whatsoever is going to turn against you without a support that can heal you up. The only opportunity that you have is a super, super quick kill, and this is just not happening, and they know it too. They decide to defend against the Immortal. It's a tall order no matter what you do. This is one of those situations where there's no good choice. It's a bit of a checkmate situation for them. No matter what you do, you're going to be in massive trouble. So here comes Team Easy Girl. They take the Immortal. The only thing that was possible for Bennett's crew was to reduce the shield a little bit, which they now did, but they have to face the music now. And it's going to happen at the bottom of the map. That's where the Immortal is going to push through. We have another camp taken on the right side of the map. But yeah, 13 to 15, the kill count between the two teams here. 144 stacks for Tigers. I mean, so much damage dealt. 69,000 by Deathwing. And here comes potentially the final push. This is all about whether or not they can defend against the Immortal. They're trying to find an angle. Deathwing already looking at the side to move in, zone them out a little bit. So far, that hasn't really worked for them, but they're still trying to pull it off. Here comes a quick move for the keep, and this one is, of course, easily gone. It was never in the cards to save this. This was never a possibility. It's all about whether or not they can hold on to the core, and this is going to be insanely difficult. They're making their last stand right now. Here comes the push for Deathwing. Once again, the shield about to be removed on the core. The Immortal chunking away. The drill gets taken down, and the Immortal is just murdering the core. 60% on it as the Immortal is finally taken down. They couldn't end the game yet, but can they get a kill? Big push coming through the top lane as well. Catapults on the core could finish it, but everybody's low, especially Chromie might be in trouble here. And they're pushing them out for now. They're buying themselves a little bit more time, but now the top lane has arrived on the core. Rhaegar's trying to defend it. Li Ming with a laser show, and they are saving it for now. More damage done by the catapult, a lot of it as is. 33%, nobody right-clicking it. They're coming in for another move though. They really want it, and they should try and make that play happen. 26%, where's the damage? They're going in with a big right-click. Deathwing down, and the core drops too. That is a win for Easy Girl in game number 1 of the best of 3. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, the last map in the round of 8. We got the best of 3 continuing with Easy Girl against Bennett's crew. The last match in the round of 8 continues. And the current map is Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now again, they switched sides. We already had that in the previous matches. I think this is just going to continue throughout the entire tournament. So now Easy Girl, the team that won the first map, finds themselves on the left side. And Bennett's crew are playing on the right. We're on Tomb. We got Hanzo and Malthael plus Genji right now for damage and a bit of side lane pressure. Diablo and Malfurion to round out the draft for the blue team. If they take it here, then they move on to the next round, the winner bracket semi-final. Whereas for the red team, we have Muradin and Leoric at the front. We got Mephisto and Tychus plus Lucio for all them heals. And of course, they made it very, very close. So this could well go to a third map between the two teams. I was very impressed, actually, how Bennett's crew facilitated that comeback on the last map. Because the early game did not go their way at all. They lost 5 heroes very early. They dropped behind in experience. And with the immortals that were taken by Team Easy Girl, they lost so many structures, so many of the outer forts very quickly in the game, very early, that it just didn't seem there was a chance for Bennett's crew to ever catch up. And then it just did better and better and better in the team fights and really pushed Team Easy Girl to the limit and nearly got the victory. But at least game number 2 is starting more or less the same way the first one did, with a quick kill for the blue team. So they're pressuring the bot lane a bit too. All about them gems, and early commitment here towards the mercenary camp. Not something that we're seeing from Bennett's crew, so a little bit late if they want to make that happen, and I guess they're going to take their own bruiser camp, but the timing is definitely going to be late. They're starting their camp as the blue team is already done with theirs, so now you have the chance of either pushing a bit more aggressively through the middle, or instead push in the bot lane and try and also claim the siege giants. Which they currently aren't doing, so they've already sniffed out that there is nobody here, so the camp is being taken, but they are escorting everything straight into the towers, and that is quite a bit more damage than Bennett's crew should suffer there early on. So likely one tower is about to be, it's going to be destroyed, or at least it's going to be close, and they are trying to get the most out of it, as Malthael is taking the bruiser camp at the bottom of the map. It's a good start for them. On level 4, we now also got the Dragon's Claw in this case for Genji. He started things off with the Agile Dismount. And with the level 4 talent, they have a bit of a lead. I mean, it's not really a huge experience advantage or anything, but still. We still have Tychus on the side of Bennett's crew, so they're playing it again with the... Yeah, playing it again with in the rhythm. My question is more whether or not we are going to get them later with the drill again. But I want to quickly highlight, in this case he only got 7 stacks out of it, but I want to highlight how they are currently playing this. They're keeping Tychus together with Muradin, as they already did previously. And what they are doing is just attempting to get a Stormbolt in, and then drop with a minigun a lot of stacks into the hands of Tychus. And, well, that works fairly well for them. I was highlighting earlier how exceptionally well they did with the in the last game with the stacks, and that played a huge role in their comeback too, because they had so much damage there. But either way, this time the Stormbolt misses. Tychus is still coming in, trying to get a few more hits together. Yeah, and here come the stacks. Nicely done, but he gets crushed into a wall, goes down, and that is the 3rd kill now for Team Easy Girl. Keep in mind, we have 2 Koreans playing for the team, Gonda and Hyde. Gonda this time playing Genji, and Hyde, of course, on Malfurion here. And, well, they are still trying to go through that bot lane in an attempt to crush this wall even further. We have 58 gems in the hands of the blue team, so they are the first ones that could theoretically get a turn in here. With a few kills against Bennett's crew, they also dropped a fair amount of gems, so they are only in the possession of 24, and they haven't turned in either. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult for them. I'm actually a bit surprised that Malthael didn't turn in. They were fully aware that there was nobody facing off against him. So, yeah, that's that. Down to the bottom of the map in the meantime. We have the next attack coming through with another wall stun, and Diablo is just nailing them time and time again and setting up kills like this one. Nice kill against Lucio. They're even trying again for... close call, bro. Tigers got a bit lucky there. Good dodge by him. Well done. Anticipated the Hanzo play. Tried to dodge out. Successfully made it, but that was insanely close and definitely too close for comfort. So now we have the next turn, or the first turn in really happening. Gems are being delivered by Team Easy Girl, and they are getting Web Weavers for sure right now. Drain momentum for Diablo. Blue team with the Web Weavers. They get them first. And I'm a little bit worried right now for Team Bennett's crew, because they had a few of their heroes already low as all of this started. And let's not forget that the bottom wall has been destroyed. The mid wall finds themselves at least a little bit damaged. I mean, one tower is down, gate is down to 50% of the HP. So this could actually be a pretty brutal drop here. And they still have a lot of gems after this. So the red team needs to make sure they're not losing any further. Yeah, Genji coming in big time here with the Dragon's Claw 2, trying to take down Tychus. Now they were still able to keep him alive, but there's a lot of pressure in the mid lane. And while all of this plays out, we now have Genji at the top, Malthael at the bottom of the map. The wall over here has already gone down, and the fort at the bot lane is in serious trouble. Diablo is doing what he can to hold it together, but there's a level 10 looming on the horizon for Team Easy Girl, and once they have heroic abilities, this could very quickly snowball. So yeah, the fort insanely low. Level 10 any second, and even if you can't get a big engage with the level 10 if it drops now, the next problem is that with level 10 a second turn and should be more or less inevitable in favor of Team Easy Girl. So here are the rogue abilities. They're locking them in right away. They got 46 gem, big arrow, big engage, and big kills. Easy. Murder and Tychus get annihilated, and they're making a play for Mephisto as well. Yep, that's 7 kills to 0. Apparently they weren't quite happy with the late game on map number 1 and decided that this time they want to snowball this a little bit more. And this is looking exactly like we're going to get here. 3 more gems is all they need for another turn in the second Web Weaver wave, and they are working diligently on it. Now the top lane gets pushed, so the fort loses more hit points. And if you look at the minimap, all of these forts have taken a fair amount of damage. If you get another Web Weaver wave right now, you can imagine what that's going to do to the outer ring of defense of Bennett's crew. They're really struggling here now. So this is starting to get problematic. At least there's heroic abilities in the mix for Bennett's crew. We have Haymaker again. They love this shit. We get the sound barrier, and on top of that we also get the Durance of Fate. They're trying to go for a kill, not invading the camp. Web Weavers are going to come in soon. Diablo gets caught, but they should not burn everything on him. I mean, he's still totally fine, and they used quite a few cooldowns already, so they're in real trouble here. They are in real trouble as this continues. Tranquility is up for Malfurion, and now the Web Weavers are on the ground. Those forts are... I mean, they don't stand a chance, honestly. So Mephisto tries his best in the mid lane to drop this as quickly as possible for the Web Weavers to do too much damage. There's still also Malthael to be considered. He has last right, so he could go in for an easy kill at any point. And he is now starting to move in from the side, ready for a flank as they drop the bottom fort. The one at the top doesn't stand a chance either. There's the last right. And what? He dies. But no stack. No stack for Malthael. So Malthael survived it. Muradin survived it long enough for Malthael to not even get a stack. The problem is that the Web Weavers are doing their job. All of the forts have been eliminated. We have now 8 kills against 0. Nearly level 13 for Team Easy Girl. And they didn't stop at those forts. They destroyed the wall at the bottom keep, for example. They pressure the top lane a bit further too, as Leoric is starting to struggle even more. And this is quite disastrous. With all of those kills against Bennett's crew, they lost a huge amount of gems too. So right now, they have still hopes of getting their first turn in. But with the talent advantage in the hands of the blue team, they could shut that down very quickly. These are fights that Easy Girl is happy to take. 20,000 damage for Mephisto. Malthael now also. Oh, they're trying to come in here again for him. Couple of seconds and he's having the last rights back in action, so he could use it to maybe lock a kill in. But they're just zoning them away from the turn-in point. The only one that got rid of his gems is Leoric, which isn't too bad. That's 20 gems that he just delivered. So they are now at 40. If they get Lucio in a good position, they can definitely get a web weaver away for themselves. Dibbles with another engage, but he went a little bit too deep for this. Arrow connects. Haymaker being used. Last rights and goodbye. First stack for Malthael. Red web weavers are going to touch ground soon. While all of this played out, Lucio snuck towards the turn-in point and delivered the remaining 10. 9 kills to 0. Is making some glaring problems very obvious. Team fights are not really going well for Bennett's crew. Now they're trying again to trap them. They're going for Malthael, but they are not able to do anything here. So the web weavers are getting chunked down very quickly early on. Genji has moved into the middle to also work around this one a bit. And again, if Easy Girl takes this game, they move on to the next round, to the winner bracket semi-final, which is a best of 5. So this is the last round where we have best of 3s in the winner bracket. We now have the inevitable end for Malthael. He is going full Thanos on us with this one. And finally level 13 talents on the side of Bennett's crew. But they're still 2 levels behind, so the stats advantage alone is giving Easy Girl a very nice advantage. They're defending against the web weavers pretty quickly. Malfurion making sure that Diablo doesn't die in that situation either. And he actually turns it. They're trying to turn it on Leo instead. The Entomb. Bit short here, wasn't able to get the hit. Big arrow again as Genji engages. And the second stack for Malthael as he drops his ult again with the last rights. They're able to take down Leo. They drop Mephisto, and Tychus doesn't stand a chance either. So 16 is on the board now for Team Easy Girl. They get all of the talents, they get the kills. The map is wide open. 51 gems in the hands of the blue team, and they have, of course, no problem to go for the boss now. Not only are they 3 levels ahead, they also don't have to fear a turn-in from their opponents. There's only 41 gems in the hands of Bennett's crew. Not enough for turn-in number 2. They themselves are dangerously close of getting a turn-in, so you could try to go for boss plus a turn-in if they wanted to. Leo, he's at the top lane now. I honestly, he needs to be a bit careful. If he goes too deep, they're gonna go for him right away. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, he should be able to get away here, but this is gonna be a close call. Genji jumps in. Yeah, the Entomb is there. Maybe he went a little bit too deep. And yes, he did. There's the kill. Haymaker used against Diablo. I'm pretty sure he just did him a favor. Last rights and bye-bye Murden. The dwarf is down. The boss is already barreling through the top lane. Nobody's even defending there. So this is not looking too good. I mean, obviously it's still an early game boss, so it's not gonna destroy the entire keep. But softening up the wall for the next web weaver wave is already more... I mean, it's all that they gotta do here, right? So they lost a few gems. Genji dying was definitely a problem. So that was a huge problem there. And the issue is that, I mean, they still got 50. So if they turn in now, they are very close to the next web weaver wave. But the top keep has now taken damage. That's something you pretty much wanted to avoid here. And this is a dangerous situation to be in for Bennett's crew. As long as they don't have level 16, they really don't want to take these team fights. So that's a big problem. But again, though the one kill that he got against Genji, first of all, it prevented a perfect game from Easy Girl. And second, they destroyed a few gems. They made sure that some of the momentum that Easy Girl had is now gone. But the blue team is still calling the shots here. I mean, that hasn't changed. Now, they're trying to turn in at the top, and Leo makes it happen. That's 12 gems delivered. Technically, they have enough gems for a turn-in. I just doubt that they can get close enough to grab it as long as they don't have level 16 talents. But here it is. They locked their talent in. That means we have the Royal Focus now, comboing off the Ominous Wraith. We also got the Lightning reaction here. Bot lane push has to be dealt with. Sizzling attacks. And, well, we actually also get the Stone Form here for Muradin. So a little bit more sustained for him. Again, he went into Haymaker instead of Avatar. But here is the next turn in for the blue team. And that's the third one. Arrow is out. They're trying again. Last right's likely to be used, but now that we got those heals out, he decides against it. So they don't want to drop more cooldowns on Muradin. Instead, it's a turnaround attempt by Bennett's crew, and they might just be able to get the kill. They're low on Leo, though. Lightning Breath gets cut off. They're coming in for kill after kill with Leo and Muradin both falling. Yes, Malthael has died, but it's a double kill in favor of Team Easy Girl, just as those Web Weavers are touching ground. So now the defense is spread extremely thin. The bot lane keep is in trouble. Great kill by Hanzo. He drops Tychus, and this is a disaster. 4 stacks for Malthael, good cooldown reduction for him. The keep at the bot lane, it's gone. At the top of the map, it seems they might be able to take another one down too. And of course, the blue team is now toying with the thought of going straight for the core and ending the game here. Malthael or no Malthael. They have to contest with Muradin again, though, as the dwarf is back to business. Tychus in 13 seconds. Top keep has fallen to the action against Genji. He makes it out of the fight. Keep in the middle of the map is also low. The core is losing hit points after the shield just got dropped a second ago. Level 20 is now in as well, and they're pushing. They're making the plays. Pressure on every single lane. 40% on the core. Team Easy Girl, they want to advance to the winner bracket semi-final, and they are just seconds away of making it a reality. 17% on the core. A little bit more right click, and they are golden. 14%. They're still alive. They're still in. Diablo dead. Leoric also dropped. Tychus down. This is the chance. They come in for the win, and they take it. GG. Bennett's crew loses to Easy Girl 0-2 as the blue team advances to the winner bracket semi-final.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.